Some people don't just notice what happens, they notice why it happens. They notice the pause before you answer, the change in your voice, the look on your face when you say, "I'm fine." They notice when someone is pretending to care. They notice when a room suddenly feels different. And sometimes, they notice things they wish they could unsee. Because when you're highly aware, ignorance can feel like a luxury. You don't just experience life, you analyze it while you're living it. And that's where things get complicated. 1. You notice everything. People who are extremely aware often have a powerful ability to detect patterns. They connect small details that other people overlook. Someone sends a shorter text than usual, you notice. Someone's energy changes when a certain person walks into the room. You notice. Someone says they're happy, but their body language says something completely different. You notice that too. Your brain is constantly collecting information, expressions, words, tone, behavior, timing. It's almost like having an internal radar that never completely shuts off. And while this can make you perceptive, it can also make it difficult to simply relax. 2. Your brain keeps analyzing. The problem isn't always what you notice. It's what your brain does with what you notice. You hear one strange sentence, and suddenly you're replaying the entire conversation. Why did they say it like that? Did I do something? Was something wrong? What did I miss? Your mind keeps searching for an explanation. This is why highly aware people can sometimes look calm on the outside while having an entire investigation happening inside their head. They're not necessarily overreacting. They're processing too much information at once. And here's the strange part. Sometimes the brain would rather create an uncomfortable explanation than sit with uncertainty. So awareness can turn into overthinking. 3. You see through people. Another psychological effect is that you may become extremely sensitive to inconsistency. Someone tells you one thing, but behaves differently, you notice. Someone says they don't care, but keeps checking whether you are paying attention, you notice. Someone acts friendly, but their actions repeatedly contradict their words, you notice. And eventually, you start trusting behavior more than promises. That's powerful. But it can also create distance. Because once you become good at recognizing patterns, you may stop giving people the benefit of the doubt. You start thinking, I've seen this before. And sometimes you're right, but sometimes you're seeing a pattern that isn't actually there. 4. The dark side of awareness. This is where being highly aware can become exhausting. You can become so focused on reading the environment that you forget to simply experience it. You're at dinner, but you're analyzing everyone's reactions. You're talking to someone, but you're studying their facial expressions. You're watching a movie, but you're thinking about what the characters represent. You're living your life, while simultaneously watching yourself live it. And that creates a strange psychological tension, because awareness gives you more information. But more information doesn't always create more peace. Sometimes peace comes from accepting that you don't need to understand everything. Not every silence has a hidden meaning. Not every change in someone's mood is about you. Not every uncomfortable feeling is a warning. And not every thought deserves an investigation. 5. The real power. The goal isn't to become less aware. It's to become more intentional with your awareness. Notice things without immediately judging them. Recognize patterns without assuming you already know the ending. Listen to your intuition, but verify it with reality. And most importantly, learn when to stop analyzing. Because true emotional intelligence isn't just seeing what other people miss. It's knowing when you don't need to keep looking. Your awareness is a tool. Don't let it become a prison. So if you've always felt like you notice too much, maybe you're not too sensitive. Maybe your brain is simply very good at detecting patterns. But remember, you don't have to analyze everything you notice. Sometimes the smartest thing an aware person can do is simply breathe and let the moment exist. Don't forget to subscribe to PhysioStick for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.